Hey everyone. This is one of those moments, where you sit down, I sit, and then I forget the notes. Can everybody hear me? This is the first thing. It says that you can, so you should be able to. I have to get my notes. There's a couple things going on today. Oops. Well, first off, hi everyone. Woohoo! I am your instructor this evening, and I am, as usual, completely disorganized. I don't know about the rest of you, but I got a cold, and I always get something when I go to the doctors. Is this not the case? I'm sneezing a lot. Also, people were freaking out about the election yesterday, and so I sat there and I was making notes for the class because this is starting to get really complicated. And for the level 2 and level 3 people, it's going to start to get, you're going to start to see things a little bit more aligned and we're going to cover some advanced stuff. So level 1 people will be able to see where we're headed because we're covering the Hara line. We're covering a lot of complicated stuff. If you are confused at this point and you feel like you don't know what anything is, I want to start by saying, first off, hello. I was going to start going into a lecture when hi everyone. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining the channel, etc. This class is open to audit for fairies and above, but you can't get certified unless you're do the homework and turn it in. Some people are turning it in early. That's quite okay. And it's okay also if you want to catch up, if you joined class week 4 or whatever, and hello, member. You want to do that too. You want to send it all together as one thing. 10 classes will get you certification, and we just go round and round and round every week talking about these concepts, helping people become the best remote viewers that they can be. You don't have to be certified. And like I said, a lot of these classes we open up to people who are fairies and angels just because we want to have as many happy people here as possible. So for people who don't know, my name is Whimsy, and this is Heart-Centered Remote Viewing. I got a couple of text, emails, etc. from people that had been referred over, and I think that's great. Glad to have you over here. Let's take care of some homework first off. We are levels 1, 2, and 3 for certification to practice heart-centered remote viewing. We're starting with the first book, which is Hands of Light, where you'll be introduced to the human energy field. And so this is the first book. It's not required. You don't have to buy anything. But if you would like to know more about the human energy field and what we're doing here, then this would be a great way to start. And what you'll be able to do is see the anatomy of the human aura. And that's really what we want you to be familiar with. We want you to be familiar with the anatomy of the human energy field, and we want you to understand the basic principles of the human energy field, and as we get more and more advanced, how we begin to shift or change the human energy field. Does everybody get that? I think books are worth it, and there are plenty of these used because so many people are learning HCRV and about the human energy field. Barbara Brennan, Core Energetics, covers HCRV, so like I said, I didn't invent any of this stuff. I'm just a student that coalesced the data and said, okay, let's get it organized. Let's coalesce it together and we'll call it HCRV. But as you can see very clearly, The things I teach are much, much older than this class. So this will give you the anatomy. It's a great introductory book. Like I said, it's not required, but I definitely think it's worth it. And you can get it used at PAL Books or anywhere you happen to like to support your booksellers. All right, so that's the first thing. That's book number one. Second book, which we're going to be covering a lot today, I emphasize a lot for my teachers and also level twos. And that is the second book, which is called Light Emerging. And she covers more the core star and more of the deeper spiritual work of how we heal and transform people through this practice. Now, as I had said, when we start with the first level of training, we don't want you to tinker about, right? This is something that people ask me a lot. Well, can we go in and can we heal? No, you're not being hired to go in and do a healing at level one. If you're level one, go practice. If you're certified and you're a tarot reader or something like that, and you've learned long and short technique, go to work. You don't need to teach. You can come here to practice. I mean, a lot of people who are already certified, they come here every week, even though they're certified, because I got to practice. I got to practice. I got to practice. I want to be Sheila, right? I want to be boom, 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 right? I want to go quick, quick, quick. And I think that's fantastic if you come here just to practice. All right. So level 2, we get into the more advanced stuff, and we're going to be covering a lot of that today. For those of you who are teachers and are trying to coalesce your data, hopefully this is going to help you. You can use how I've done my stuff to organize your level 1 work and your level 2 work. If you want to start with just your handout, how you're going to teach level 1, that would be great. And then you can get your certification 3. And then after that, when you do your level 2, if you want to do level 2 certification in teaching, I guess we can make that happen as well. All right. And then the final Barbara Brennan book is Core Light Healing. And this is channeled works, and it's just advanced studies for people level 3 and beyond. All right. Does that help? Well, Spirit Beyond the Stars, hello. You have become a fairy and an angel, and gosh darn it, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. And so now, before I came on, yay, congratulations to Spirit Beyond the Stars. Congratulations. You know, before I came on to class today, I was practicing the song Pastors of Plenty. Pastors of Plenty? Somebody had said, Whimsy, you should learn how to sing Pastors of Plenty by Pete Seeger. So maybe today, if you guys want to hear me, a rough version of it, let me know. All right, so today we're talking about heart-centered remote viewing, and this is the 6th lecture I'm going to give in a 10-part series for those of you getting certification. I believe it's the 6th. It all rambles. You guys know better than me. I just know what we have to cover, and then I just go through it. Now, the one thing I would say to people, if you're struggling with these concepts and you're artistic and you're visual, you may want to go ahead and do what I did, and that is get some colored pens and pencils and start drawing your own drawings. And that will really help you, particularly when you have to take the test. You'll be able to just say where everything is. Now, we've been focusing predominantly on the first 4 chakras. All right. Can anyone, let's go ahead and review a couple of things. Can anyone tell us anything about the first or the root chakra? You can see the color is red. It's at the sacrum, right? right? It's the root. So it has to do with our survival, our ability to protect ourselves. And it's associated with the reptilian complex in the brain. It's primordial. It's the tail split into two legs, right? When we became bipedal. But prior to that, it was just one spine, right? So you have that being the origin, right? The brain stem, it was just the brain stem and the cord, and then they elongate, right? So that's the craniosacral connection that we often will talk to people about, right? So there's a relationship between the first chakra, which is heaven's energy, which receives energy from heaven, which is yang. It's male or masculine because it's hot. Doesn't mean actual man, but it's masculine energy coming from heaven down. Hopefully you can see what I drew here. And then coming up from the earth, we have the feminine energy from the earth. And these energies are mingling together. And this is something we see in the magician, in the Rider-Waite cards. So the first chakra, when you're going in, if you are aligning yourself with your patient, or you're aligning yourself with the first chakra of the person who's the target, and you start to feel it getting wonky down there, like moving about, make a note of it, because as you align yourself with their chakra in order to get data from them, you're aligning your chakras with theirs, right? So if you go into that person's space and you start to feel these energy centers starting to get weird, that's you basically receiving energy from them. So that's the first chakra. The second chakra is the orange color, which I think of like as Oshun, but it's the sexual organs. It has to do with both the reptilian complex, but also the limbic system, hormones, etc., and a lot of hormone regulation happening there. So when somebody has a block in their second chakra, they may actually have problems with their hormones. For example, you may, with second sight, when somebody walks into the room, you may physically feel a blockage in your ovaries, but you may also when you start to get second sight, if you haven't already, you'll start to physically see haze in the sexual organs a lot of the time when you're seeing disease. Now, the third chakra is this one up here, and below it is the Tantien or Danten, depending upon how you pronounce it. The third chakra is above the navel, right? So when we are connecting with the third chakra, which is associated with digestion, the ability to digest our food, we're basically connecting with the small intestine, the stomach, right? A lot is going on in the solar plexus. And when we talk about freeing up the solar plexus, this is an area that can become tight in traumatized people. This whole area that we're talking about between the second chakra and the fourth chakra, there's often a lot of serious trauma in this area, stomach ulcers, etc., that I'll see in professional empaths because they're often under attack. And so that's why one of the reasons why we teach these classes is so that it'll stop happening to people, right? But nausea, upset stomach, digestive upset, it's because a lot of our power seat is the solar plexus area. So, okay, let me just stop here. I'm going to go grab some more of my Lucky Chai tea, and you guys can go ahead and open up to questions. I'm getting automatic messages from you guys being via text and Google and stuff. It's very funny. This is one of those classes where I kind of over prepared myself, and then when you over prepare yourself, you kind of have a panic attack, because just like when you learn anatomy in school, you have to learn the anatomy of the energetic body, right? And so it was kind of bringing back old medical school trauma. Like, oh my God, okay, the tan, all right, 2.5 fingers below the umbilicus, like all the memories from um, learning Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic, and drinking tea for my, yeah. So I went and had my mammogram done, and everything's great, but you're supposed to do it like every 2-3 years. So I went to Kaiser, which I'm happy with Kaiser because they keep me organized, right? But you know how you just have that feeling like I'm going to get a cold? I biked up here and then took the bus part of the way. It was cold. I don't really believe that causes a cold, but maybe temp. I don't know. I went in there. I was cold. I was touching, going in and out of things. And then I touched my face, and I realized what I had done afterwards. I went, oh, dang. And then as I was walking out the building of Kaiser, I used some of the stuff on my hands, but I thought, you know what? I'm still going to get a cold. And I got a cold. So it's not the flu. There's no aches or anything, but I was sneezing so badly yesterday that I was just like, I can't, and it was like dripping. I was like, I can't talk. I can't. It was miserable. Anyway. All right. So any questions so far, or are people already getting freaked out? It's just a rhinovirus. Okay, so can anybody tell me from their studies what the dantian is? Let me go ahead and spell it for everyone. Like I said, you can go ahead and, why doesn't everybody go ahead and touch it on themselves? I want you to find the dantian, which if you find your belly button, it's going to be 2.5 thumbs below. All right? That's the dantian. So it's everybody finding it? So this is the point I want you to focus on when you are, this is one of the points we want you to focus on when you are grounding yourselves. Y'all see that? This is the point that is your grounding also. No, the pubic bone is all the way down here. Your belly button is here, and you're going to come right down here, like the womb area, the area of your womb. Now that is what we call an energy center. All right. So what's happening in the So what's happening in the dantian is that energy is coming up from the earth, Gaia energy, right? It's coming up the chakras, and there's a main energy point for Earth's energy through that line. And that line is called, anybody know what the line is called from your homework? It's called the Hara line, right? The Hara line. Now, when you're doing Tai Chi, you'll become familiar with your line. When you are doing any kind of dancing that requires you to dance from your hips, circular rotation dancing, snake dancing. What will start to happen to me and to you too, I'm a trance dancer, which means that I can trance in the dance state and I can channel. I'm also a medium. So when I do, if I'm starting to, if I'm listening to music, this is just me personally as a trance medium. If I'm listening to a repetitive beat and people start dancing and we're laying in the spirit and I start getting up and I start doing this dance, what I will often feel is I will feel almost like I am sitting on and rotating on a line. That's how it feels to me. You want to feel the line because as you get more proficient, I don't want to knock anything over. As you get more proficient, it's going to feel as if you can't move from the line. This is your Hara. This is your belly button. And this is the Hara area. This is the tanden. This is your umbilicus. This is your third chakra. You see? And so when you are thinking of the Hara, and when we are looking at position of the Hara, if you're looking at some of the pictures that Barbara Brennan talks about in Light of Merging, also in Tai Chi, you're going to squat. Sometimes we will tuck in. And you start to feel what it's like to be balanced. And this is the exercise we teach in order to get your Hara aligned with the earth and have that energy coming up. It's going to hit the 10-10, and from there it goes up to the fourth chakra, and that is known as high heart. When it goes above, you have the heart chakra, and above it the high heart. And the high heart is also known as the soul seat. So what we want you to be aware of, particularly advanced practitioners, is this whole process. So that was a lot to chew on, right? I know. So complicated, doctor. So as you are grounded, meaning you can feel the energy coming up. You can feel it coming as an energy center vibrating at the Hara, and you can feel it coming up to high heart and out into universal love. Now, I have a couple things I want to read you folks about this phenomenon that empaths go through all the time. And you can see here that the third chakra is the creative flow. And inside of it is the core star, which is the essence of who you are, which is with God or the divine light, right? So that's the core star. So the center essence of who you are is the core star. It's your individual essence. It's the part of God that is individualized. And it allows for the creative flow. So the more you become aligned with your Hara, with your core star, like chanting from the core star, Tai Chi, Qigong, anything that's going to get you aligned, the less you're going to be in conflict with yourself. And if you're not in conflict with yourself, you're not going to be in conflict with anyone else. Like I'm always in conflict with people. I'm an Aries, right? So I'm constantly having to say, okay, what's going on here? Because one of the things she talks about is she says that when you're really aligned, you don't want to argue with anybody. It's just, this is my truth. Okay. You know? All right. So, your intention, the intention that you have in the Hara is what holds your physical form together. So this is where healing comes in, where a practitioner can go in to the core star area, into the Hara area, deep into the core star, to help someone remember the essence of who they fundamentally are, so that they can begin to manifest it when you align it and manifest it in the world. So if it's off kilter, if they don't know who they are, if you go into the energy and you start to feel like, whoa, as you're trying to align with their core star to core star, and you're really trying to love you, buddy, but you're taking me for a ride here. Yeah. All right, so let's read some of the text that I wanted to share with you today. And then we've got some time. We're going to do 2 pictures. These are images we're doing. And the purpose of this experiment is simply to test you on your ability to pick up data from an image. All right, so I picked Light Emerging. Did anybody get a chance to look at the book or to read any of the stuff we've been covering? Questions, comments? It's a lot, right? All right, so I'm going to show you a picture now from a graph. Yeah, we're going to start going into the advanced stuff now for the level 2 and 3 people. That was kind of like an intro. Now I want to go into the meat because I've got 3 classes here. All right, so we're looking at page 288. I basically told people to check levels 2 and 3 to read this chapter if you haven't yet. And so let me just read a little bit about the world you're going into. So basically, the core star is the essence of who you are. The Hara holds the intention, right? So if you have an intention to be healthy, if you have an intention to live in Mexico, if you have an intention and you're aligned with that intention, and that attention is aligned with your purpose on earth, your core star, right? Because your core star is aligned with God. So if your God nature or your divine nature. So the closer you come in contact with your divine purpose, the more aligned you're going to be. So she says, on creating healthy contracts and relationships, we saw that we confuse our purposes a great deal in relationships. So it's something also to just get clear about your relationships. On page 17, there's an image on 17.1. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Much better artist than I am. And you can see a little bit about what we're talking about here. You can see the astral bodies. The artist has included 7 astral bodies, with the 7th astral body creating that beautiful gold light that we've talked about. You can also see the Hara line going from the earth to heaven. As it comes from the earth, it's going to go through levels 1, 2, and 3. And then there's going to be a major energy center, which is intention, right? What do I want to manifest in the world will determine where the energy goes. So that's Hara. Hara takes the raw energy of the earth, and if it's aligned with your core essence, sends it where it needs to go. So this is why you have to be authentic when you're a remote viewer. And then you can see heaven's energy is coming down, but we haven't covered that. The main thing is to focus on the grounding and to bring the energy up and to align your Hara line. Now, the points you want to be focusing on are the 3 Hara lines. How it comes to the earth, from the earth, and connects with the Tanten, the Danten. And then it's held in the Hara space, and then the intention as it comes up to the 4th chakra. You know, it's interesting because the course, if you do something that is against your ethics or your values or who you fundamentally are, you're going to be blocked. If your heart's not in it, if it's, you will sabotage yourself. It's interesting. The 1010 is just above the second chakra here. All right. All right. There's a couple other things I wanted to read that I thought was important. All right. The Hara exists on a dimension deeper than the auric field. It exists on the level of intentionality. It is an area of power within the physical body that contains the 1010. It is the one note with which you have drawn up your physical body from your mother, the earth. It is this one note that holds your body in physical manifestation. Without the one note, you would not have a body. When you change this one note, your entire body will change. Your body is a gelatinous form held together by this one note. So the energy comes up and then goes to the area above, it comes through the fourth chakra up into high heart or soul seat. So she says the Hara line connects down through the point in the upper chest that I call the soul seat. So these are the points she wants you to be aware of. The soul seat, the Tantien by the Hara, it's interesting, and the earth. Those are the points. All right, the Hara line continues down the Tantien in the lower abdomen. The Tantien is located about 2 1/2 inches below the navel. It is about 1 1/2 inches in diameter, and it doesn't change in size. It looks a bit like a hollow rubber ball in that it has a membrane. The tone of this note is the one note that holds our physical body in physical manifestation. All right. You can tell when the Hara line is blocked if the soul seat is not open. When a person is bigoted, prejudiced, angry, argumentative, these can be signs that the high heart is not open and that the person is not using the technique properly. So if you go back to the book, what she says in the actual writings is that if you are using HCRV properly, you will not have animosity towards the target. Do you guys see what she's saying about that? Because you're open to the flow of what's happening between you and the other person. All right, I think that's all I have for you regarding the lecture, unless people... You guys are funny sending me notes. I got to find this one image. Did anybody have any questions? Okay. All right, people. So for those of you who... Well, I would stay away from the news because they want you to fight. They want you to punch people. They want you to tune in and scream and rant and rave. You're being manipulated. I mean, you go into why people in Virginia voted the way they did is because they want to work. They want living wages, and they were promised living wages. That was, the people who are, we should be doing everything in our power to reach out to the poor working class people in those areas. If we, rather than, we shouldn't be snobs, right? All right. So if you have would like to know how I like people to organize their notes before we get started, I'd like your name, the date you took the test, the number of the target, what the actual target number was. You can divide it into 2 lines. You can put 2 lines down the middle of the page if you like. Over here are personal notes you need to tell me about problems you're having. Here is any physical images. You're going to draw shapes. If you see anything, draw it. And then here on the right are sensations, physical sensations you're having inside your body as you focus on the target. All right? Now, instead of doing a celebrity or somebody who's died or something like that, instead, today we're going to be doing experiments where we're just taking photographs. We're just taking images. And so the target numbers are not going to be as long. All right, let's give it to you. So the number is T-3279. 3279. I can feel you guys getting nervous before, and I don't know why. Why is everybody nervous? Are you guys nervous before the test? Am I making people nervous? I'm trying not to, because I'm not good at blind targets either, folks. I mean, we're in this together. It's you and me against the world, babe. Okay, let's do this. Are we ready? Ready to go find the target? You are my very favorite bloodhounds. You are my empath bloodhounds, right? We're bloodhounds. We are there to find the target. They don't want to hear about our political views, right? We like our political views. No, they just need to stop talking and find the target, right? All right. So we want people to just relax, close your eyes. Just let everything go. Take a deep breath in and out. Let everything go. Take a deep breath in and let it all go. Just sit quietly and just let yourself relax. And I want you to imagine that you're in a bubble of light, a shield of protection, beautiful golden light. And I want you to imagine Earth's energy coming up, that beautiful Hara line. And you're going to be spinning on it, right? Just imagine that beautiful golden light coming up from the Earth and reaching the coccyx. Well, coming up the sacrum. And imagine all that beautiful energy healing and opening up the first chakra. And then moving up to the second chakra. Imagining deep roots into the ground, coming from your sacrum deep into the earth, and then beautiful healing energy coming up. The first chakra, second chakra. And as you go deeper into this relaxation, you're going to let this beautiful, healing, warm, loving energy from the earth move up to the third chakra. And you're just going to put your hand on your belly. And just imagine that beautiful, healing energy going into the third chakra. And then if you want, you can also put a hand below the umbilicus so that you have one hand connected to the tendon and you're just holding on to the energy of the earth. And just let yourself feel grounded in that energy. And then allow the energy to move up to the third chakra, sending healing and relaxing the third chakra. And you can move your left hand to the abdomen, and your right hand can go onto the fourth chakra, the heart. Just imagine that beautiful healing energy going into the heart chakra. And with your right hand, you can go ahead and you can imagine drawing energy down from heaven to the seventh chakra. And going deeper and deeper into relaxation. And allowing the energy of heaven to continue down to the sixth chakra, opening up the third eye. And then moving down to the fifth chakra, opening up the throat area. Sometimes touching the throat or the area you're trying to open up can help. And then sometimes I like to make a magician motion where I imagine energy from the sky, heaven's energy, and earth's energy. And I just bring them together. And imagine those energies coming together and my energy being aligned. And my Hara line is aligned. And then we just want you to go ahead and abide in that healing energy for just a bit, making sure that your energy is aligned, grounded, and that you're receiving the healing that you need. And now I want you to take the energy of your heart and high heart, and from a place of empathy and compassion, I want you to direct that energy towards the target. You can put your hands on the target and touch the target as you connect with it. And as you do so, see if you can't get impressions. The first impression I want you to think about as you go into this energy and align with this target. I'm going to go ahead and look at it too. Are there any colors that you associate with the target? Let's just talk about colors. Do you see any colors? And if so, what are the colors? Is this image bright or dark? Do you feel warm or cold? As you become one with the target, are you in the north or the south? Are you on dry land or are you on the water? When you put yourself in this picture, are you happy or sad? As you align yourself with this place, is this somewhere that you would like to be, or is this somewhere you would like to not be? For right now, I want you to move your attention towards your chakras, aligning your first chakra with the target. Do you feel safe at this location? You can do the same thing with your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh chakras, just checking to see if they're open or closed or any emotions you might feel as you tune into those parts of your body. You may try and connect with anybody or any image in the location. You can open your heart, high heart, and send love and compassion to anyone in the area and see if you get a response. If you were to go to this place, what would be your intention? Why would you go there? What is the purpose of this place? Does this place have people in it, or is it secluded? Is it a public place or a private place? Is it outdoors or indoors? You can continue to try and connect with the target for a little bit longer, and then when you're ready, I want you to thank the target for participating in this experiment and cut cords. Imagine cutting cords, the ones that you've created between yourself and the target. Thank them, send them on their way. All right, let's talk about it. You guys should not be, if you're in a trance, how are you typing? You guys should be trancing, not typing. That was long form. All right, let's talk about it. Where are you? Where did you guys wind up? Start sharing your experiences about how you felt when you were one with the target. I want to see you take risk, even if it sounds absurd. I believe in you. Sharon does great work. Come on, Shivani. I'm leaning on you. Cold pole, okay. Cartomancy was guessing. Should have been in trance. All right. Canada, cold outdoors, okay. We got green, dark cape, not sad, not happy. Okay. Scottish moors, rolling landscape. Interesting. On a patio, comfortable outdoors, icy. Calming green. Scottish moors, interesting. I gotta go to Scotland. I'm feeling real connected. Gotta go. Scotland and Ireland. Let's do it. Park outdoors, warm feeling. Okay, outdoor picnic area, so red. Okay. Cold and icy. Near a body of water, says Natalie. Okay. Colors were yellow and green, sunflower green grass, pine trees, and a public place, national park. Okay. Yeah, Scotland. Let's. I'm always wanting to go somewhere, but you know what? I love my own bed, and then every time I'm gone, I'm like, I want to go home. So I think I'm not quite the traveler I was when I was younger. Interesting. Oh, I had some good news about the car. My license is good for a year after expiring. And they're like, yeah, you want to get your Oregon license today? I'm like, do I have to take it? They're like, nah. Do you have any ID? I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, just come with your proof of your address and we'll take care of it. So I got a license tomorrow. Woohoo! Why are you here? Yes. I'm working on the second man. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm just gonna buy a car. But I still want an elf. I want an elf because I just want an elf. Damn it. I want an elf. It just seems like freedom. It's solar. You're free. You pedal and you so it just sounds like so much fun. I wrote two companies that produce them and said, I am on YouTube. Can you give me a deal and I'll try and sell you? That's how, I don't know. Maybe they'll cut me a deal. Who knows? Oh, I'm sorry, J Cat Lady. Well, that's what you get for being J Cat Lady, right? All right. So the color we were going for. Water for sure, Julie Johnson says. Green and gold. Okay. You guys are really putting an effort in, which is awesome. Ooh, something bit me. Oh, really? There is, Gretchen? We must talk. The one in Boston is even better than the elf. It's called a pebble. And I wrote them too. PB. A pebble. Pebble, something like that. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's called a PEBL, a pebble. Pebble is done in Boston and it's also solar, but the difference is that it's got doors and so that you're not going to get cold, whereas the elf has no doors and you have to spend extra. I want to be warm if I'm going to buy one of those. Okay, so it was Tahiti, and the reason I picked the picture was because of the blue. I know people are like, oh, I saw green. So, you know, anything and everything, right? If I take a photograph of a picture of, if I take a picture of a rose or something like that, and it's just going to be a rose, and it evokes loving romantic feelings in you, um, that would be good, right? So because that would be you energetically responding appropriately to the image as you, because of maybe how you feel about roses. So everybody's response to Tahiti might be different. That's why I wanted not just the colors, but how do you feel when you put yourself in Tahiti? A lot of you picked up the water. Um, you can also see the image. Somebody was focusing on the girl. I've seen other photographs. The model, I think the model is blonde, but people were, you know, the Walmart ones fall apart easily. I wanted to go with a company where, like, for example, I spent $350 on my refurbished bike, which is 3 times what you'd spend at Walmart, but that bike's never going to break. I mean, it's like built to last 20 years. Yeah, so it's the main takeaway from the picture, is that we want people to just, if seeing the blue, seeing the water, the relaxing energy. Is it right? Okay, so that is all I have for class 1. You can stay for class 2 if you want to. We're going to be doing another image with the quick technique. And I had a couple more things I think I was supposed to tell advanced team, my level 3 people. There was something I had a note about. Oh, yeah. So when you're going in, if those people who are doing level 3, if you're experimenting, thank you, level 1. You can stick around. You don't have to leave. Just, you can see what's coming for class 2. Right. Well, Jay Cat Lady, it was a vacation and the feeling was relaxation. So if you felt something like that, I could have put you, I could, anything's possible with a picture, right? It's all random, right? The word was Tahiti, right? I'm picking random word. I don't want anything to be biased, right? But if I had gotten the word Alcatraz, right, and then pictures of Alcatraz, obviously the energy would be very, very different. It would still be an island, right? So it's not just about the physical location. It's when you're doing HCRV, you want to have the emotions of the energy of the place because they leave an imprint. Now, let me find the other one. All right, so we got to give this thing a number here. I have to create a number. Okay, so the target number, let me write this down, will be T10 72016. Okay, so I have to create a number for this. All right, so this is quick technique for the advanced students. If you have a pendulum, I would recommend using the pendulum. And if you have gone ahead and read in advance the book, this is for level 3. I wanted to encourage you to start using your pendulum. I don't know who it was. Somebody had accurately located Brian Laundrie using the pendulum. And that's because the pendulum should be aligned with your core star and with your Hara. you know how sometimes when you're using a pendulum, it will become heavy and you'll feel like it's moving? That it'll be connected to something. It's the Hara line. So the closer it's going to get to you, the pendulum, the more it's going to be connected. The ideal place to put it is above the Hara line, because we're talking about the point of your core, right? Your core truth, which is why everything has to get digested from a place of the third chakra, and what did they say? The creative flow, right? So the creative flow comes out of the third chakra. This is the energy that comes up so that we receive information from a target. It's interesting how I drew it, but basically how it feels to me is like when I'm if I'm aligning my chakras with the target, I either feel good and sedated if it's a peaceful, loving energy, or I start to feel some disruption. Some people will actually get a stomach ache. Do people ever start to get disruption in your stomach when you're doing this kind of work? Something to be aware of. Okay, so the target number is, I wanted to show you something real fast. Let's see. You know how many times I've bought this book? It's fallen apart and I've gotten another one. A lot. Where is it? Where is it? I wanted to show you what she does with a pendulum, but could be. Yeah. So if you want to find out about how pendulums are used and how they can, when they enter into the auric field of somebody else. Now, as somebody doing HCRV, what you're doing is distance work, right? The person's not literally physically in front of you, right? This is advanced work. So what you're doing is you're trying to align yourself energetically, can't talk today, through your intention, right? So it's what you in what your intention is. Wow. So, yeah. All right. T10-10 72016 is the target. All right, let's do the empath prayer and see if we cannot connect with this target. Sound good? Everybody got their pendulum or whatever their fetish object is to use? Okay. All right. Okay, I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say, Amen. So the first thing you may want to do is just check your pendulum. If you're using the pendulum, if you're using the cards, you can just go ahead and cut them and just start moving the energy a little bit. Just clear your cards. That's what I like to do. I'm not good with the pendulum. I'll be quite honest. I do much better with the cards. But I think it's important to work the pendulum and get comfortable with the pendulum. Okay, so I want you to really connect with your gut, right? We know the points, right? All right, so I am now going to be looking at the picture. And I want you guys to ground yourself. Take a moment to ground yourselves. And as you're connecting with the target, you can go ahead and touch the target with your hand if you need to. If you are any colors, are you seeing any colors? If so, write the colors down. Just focus on the colors you're seeing. If you're seeing any shapes, squiggly line, any line at all, any bizarre shape, I want you to write it down. Tell me the colors, tell me the shapes. All right, as you sit with this target, I want you to check in on your first chakra. As you're connecting with the target, is it open or closed? Do you feel safe with this target or not? All right, and is the target a person, place, or thing? Do you feel an energy of a person, a place, or a thing? As you're connecting to this target, see if you can connect with any images that are associated with it. If this image is associated with anything like a work or a location or a job or a person, anything that comes into your mind, any random thoughts, I want you to write them down. When you connect with this target, do you feel hot or cold? Do you feel this energy as more male or female, masculine energy or feminine energy? Do you feel this energy is hostile or friendly? Okay, so any other questions you can think of, go ahead and write them down. Any impressions or feelings? And let's go ahead and open up the floor and people can talk about what they got from the pendulum using short technique, if anything, colors, sensations. Was it a person, place, or thing? Did it have a gender? Did it have a message for you? Yeah. You can go ahead and cut cords when you're ready, and come up and share when you're ready. Let's start with colors. I know people are scared to go first because we get it wrong, but let's just start with the colors. What are the colors you're seeing in the image? Any brave souls? Purple and blue. Interesting. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Green. white and brown. What colors? Okay, masculine. Okay, green, blue, black. Good. We're just going to focus on colors right now. Purple and blue. Interesting. Okay. So we're getting a lot of purple and blue here. Gender? Anybody want to guess a gender? Ambiguous. I like Angelina. Very to the point. Male, unsafe, darkness. Angelina, did you get any colors in the picture? Blue male. Interesting, J. Catley. Okay, so is everybody that wanted to share shared, or should we wait a little bit longer? Did you feel safe or unsafe? Okay. All right, it is the scary clown from the movie Creepy Clown. So if you go to the image, depends on what you consider safe. I'm afraid of clowns. It's obviously an actor in a clown's outfit, so it's neutral. Some people think clowns are great, right? The blue was correct. The blue dark colors, the male, spooky. Some people, so interesting. Like, I went to a county fair a while back, and my best friend's son has such a severe phobia of clowns that when the clowns showed up at the fair, he became hysterical and threw himself in a sticker bush. And then the other kids were dancing and playing with the clowns, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Clowns are great." So it's like half the kids loved the clowns, the other half were like freaking out. J. Cat Lady. So J. Cat Lady, just for curiosity, how did you feel? I'm just learning how to sing that song. Maybe I should do that before we close today. Don't feel bad because empaths don't do very well with those types of random picks because we're not emotionally attached to a photograph that has no emotion attached. It's an actor. Where I think that we exceed is like if I put something up like Robin Williams, I've done that before, and you guys are like, gentle, kind, loving child, and then it'll be Prince and yeah, you got character. And it's interesting, Bora, because all of those are actors that use a lot of makeup, and the actor that plays the clown is just an actor playing a clown, right? So it could have been that you started thinking of other people that use. Prince definitely uses a lot of. Elton John definitely uses a lot of clowny like. I don't know. Prince really wanted to be, I think, a Renaissance man, right? Oh, where's my pick? Can't find my pick. I bought 10 picks and I've lost them all. Ah, here it is. Elton John. So I'm learning how to sing it, and I don't totally know how to sing it, and I don't know this song. I'll be just honest with you folks. But Angela Thomas got it right. You can't see the picture. We'll click off the ad and see the picture. Get rid of the ad. It's a spooky clown. Just Google spooky clown. It's a spooky clown. It's Pastures of Plenty. I'm working on class is over, by the way. This is just if people want to hang out with me as a friend and hear me working on Pastures of Plenty. It's a mighty hard road my poor hands have rolled. 4 feet have traveled a hot, dusty road. Out of your dust bowl and westward we roll. Your deserts were hot, your mountains were cold. I worked in your orchard, peaches and prunes. Slept on the ground by the light of the moon. On the edge of your city, you'll see us then. You come with the dust and we're gone. We're going. California and Arizona made all your crops, and it's north up to Oregon to harvest your hops. Dig the beets from the ground, pick the grapes from your vine. Sat on your table with light sparkling wine. Green pastures of plenty from dry desert ground, from the Grand Coulee down where the waters run down. Every state in this union us migrants have been. We'll work in this fight and we'll fight till we win. And it's always we ramble this river and tide. All along the green valley, I will work till I die. And this land I'll defend my life if need be, 'cause these pastures of plenty must always be free, 'cause my pastures of plenty must always be free. Pretty rough. Pretty rough. That's right, Marie Hansen. Yeah, I have a friend who plays evil men. He's kind of like Alec Baldwin. That's what Tina Fey said about Alec Baldwin. She's a very close friend of his. She said inside Alec Baldwin is a frightened 5-year-old little girl. Yeah, he plays really evil people because he's got a wild imagination, this friend of mine. And he would scare himself half to death as a kid. And then he wouldn't be able to sleep. And then when he's doing a scary movie, he's a pretty famous actor. He would have to call friends because he doesn't want to sleep by himself. Can I crash at your couch? Are you playing a killer again? Are you playing a rapist? Kidnapper? Can I stay at your place? Yeah. Very funny. You guys want to hear another song or do we need to close? I love singing. It's a mighty hard road. That song, I think it's good for my voice. Well, maybe we'll do one more song and then we'll just call it a day. What do y'all say? I haven't sung Annabelle in a very long time. I could sing you guys Annabelle. There was another song that I was working on too. Let's do Annabelle. Here we go. Annabelle by... Oh, where did it go? Let's see here. It's got an F in it, so it's hard for me. I think that there's a... Let's see here. Do you guys like Gillian Welch? This is from Revival. Move. These 20 acres and one Jenny mule from the Alabama Trust. Half of the cotton and a third of the corn. Get a handful of dust. Can I have all things to please us? No matter how we try, until we all come to Jesus, we can only wonder why. I had a daughter and I called her Annabelle. She's the apple of my eye. Try to give her something like I'd never had. Didn't want to see her cry. Cannot have all things to please us. No matter how we try, until we all come to Jesus, we can only wonder why. When I'm getting buried after a hard life of tears from every day I've ever known, and as in the churchyard she's got no life at all, just these words on a stone. Cannot have all things to please us, no matter how we try, until we all come to Jesus, we can only wonder why. There you go. There you have it, my fellow sensitive people. My audience was 43 people. Not quite as many as if I was on Dancing with the Stars. What is it? America's Got Talent. It is campfire music. I'm a folk singer. I'm not a rock singer. I do folk. I know what my voice is good for. My voice is good for 3 chords and a guitar, played badly. Oh, Lori, thank you. Well, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the love. And do you prefer Wednesdays? And thank you for letting me take a day off until my nose stopped being so runny. Oh, false teeth. Well, happy birthday to Bubba in spirit. October 17th. Probably a beautiful soul just like you. All right, love and light, everyone. Thank you so much for supporting my little channel here. I appreciate you. You're my buds. You're my buddies. All right, have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next time. Oops. Oh, yes. Here. Oops.